Hello everybody, I'm Mr. Shy Guy, and today I'm going to teach you guys how to speedrun Wii Sports Resort Golf. So, you might be asking, how the hell are you going to play Wii Sports Resort Golf and speedrun it? Well, that's what I'm going to show you today. So, we're in the Wii Sports Resort menu thing. As you can see, my most popular is golf. Whatever, that's fine. It's not like I spend way too much time on it anyways. We are gonna be doing 18 holes. And, let's start out. So hole 1 here is pretty simple. If you're a beginner, and to be honest, more importantly, if you're a more advanced. If you're a beginner, what you just want to do is, just get out as quickly as you can. This is so that you can get better pin locations on every other hole. The reason we are trying to give up this hole and get it in the water as many times is so that the rest of the holes are not as hard to do and we get better pin locations, which makes it easier to make putts. Okay, so we gave up this hole. Now this is the part where we get a bunch of the juicy stuff. So, this hole, we have 20-mile-per-hour wind, which is perfect for what I'm going to show you. If you don't know, this game has something known as backspin. And what backspin does is it slows down the ball, obviously. But if you have wind going forward a lot like this, what you can do is give it a lot of backspin. And once the ball gets here, it stops very fast.
Great approach!
Now, in this game, it's a lot different than Wii Sports because there's a replay system. And if you get too close to the hole, or if you make like a hole-in-one or something, you lose a lot of time. So, just hit it a little bit off.
Good birdie!
And you might accidentally get a hole-in-one. Okay, on the next hole here, what you want to do? Just, the wind's coming towards me. So we're just gonna hit it like
nice
that.
Shot!
If you don't know how to swing straight, and you keep bending it and stuff, that's because you're trying to hit it straight. Just give it a normal swing, you'll get it eventually. Shouldn't be too hard. Now, here, we didn't get the best wind because it's coming towards us. Obviously, in the rough. This is pro gamer right now. I'm not gonna give it backspin because there is wind coming towards me. I overshot that. That's fine, that's fine.
That's it!
Now, if you want to go fast, a lot of times you might have to start bending without stop moving. But if you're a beginner, it's okay to just move quickly and just swing, you know? So I'm not going to give this one any backspin. Should aim it a little bit off, because if you accidentally hit it good, it might be a hole. Now, as you can see, I'm off the green, but you can still equip your putter. If you're more of a beginner, I recommend just wedge it if you're a little farther away. But if you're close enough, just aim right. Oh, not like that. Just remember that if you're too far away and you get a good putt and it goes in, it might get a replay, so just be aware of that. Oh, no win.
Great shot! So,
something else that is more advanced is on the first hole where we give up, you can also, instead of giving up, you can also look for wind that's coming towards you so that you don't have to get the bad winds on the next holes that you could get an eagle on. Now, this hole, I usually aim around where the tree is, where there's a gap, right there. And if it's a little off, just adjust accordingly. It's just so that I can...
Nice shot!
Now, here is where you want to backspin your second shot. Especially if you're somewhere very close and there's forward wind, which there is right now. So I'm going to aim a bit to this side, flip a bigger iron, and I'm going to give it all the backspin I can give it. Now, as you see, it slowed it down because this is downhill and there's 18 mile per hour,
Nice on.
I think I might have not put enough backspin. Now this isn't very fast, but if you do need to check
Great birdie.
this slanted though. So here I got a replay, which makes sense because it's very slanted. The replay system for putting is kind of weird. Sometimes if you have a really angled putt, it's very hard to not get a replay.
Solid
So
shot.
if you just have a really big putt that you have to do, just hit it and try and miss it. If you do make it, that's okay. Just know that it would be faster if you just missed the first shot. Now here, I know I'm going very slow, but if you have something like this and you want a backspin, just equip the 5-iron. Or better yet, just don't put backspin on it. It's going to be a little bit slower, but right here, I'm just going to not put backspin. I'm not going very fast right now because this is just showing. See how I hit it almost perfectly, and
That's
even
it.
without backspin. If you're a beginner and don't want to hit this shot, because this shot is a very inconsistent one, I would say. It's not very easy to get a birdie here. And giving up this hole is actually faster. So, if you're a beginner and you're like, oh, this shot's really hard, just give up this hole. Just hit it into the water and then just put it in to the water every single time. So I'm just gonna... That should be okay. That might be a little bit hard. But it's uphill, so as you can see, I got a good shot there. The best kinds
Nice
of shots
approach.
are the ones that slow down with backspin. Just something very important to know. Okay, for this final hole, if you're having some issues, what I'm going to do is aim a bit to the right of the tree. Don't aim too far to the right, you might hit the sand. So just aim it normally.
Solid
Should
shot.
be okay, especially with forward winds. Here, we can make it to the green in 2 shots. If you can and you think you might just barely miss it, just hit it soft to get it closer, you know. It's okay to be safe. You don't want to mess up your shot. So I'm hitting this a little bit soft because that was a pretty hard shot. It should go into the bunker, or actually that's great. So this is more optimal. If you don't
On
get
the
it,
green.
it's okay. It's actually very hard to get an eagle here, let alone a birdie. But yeah, that's it for
Great eagle.
resort. Now we're gonna move on to the back 9 classic, which to be honest is much more simple. Here, just click B, hit it.
Solid shot.
Get forward wind, maybe don't hit it that hard because you're gonna waste time with all the rolling. But here, because I do have forward wind, I'm gonna give it some slight backspin. As you can see, it slowed it down much faster, and we
That's
didn't get
it.
too close to the hole. If you are having trouble with backspin, just remember, it's
Great
easier
birdie.
to do backspin if you're standing up. Right now I'm sitting down, so I kind of just stop it really fast. If it's bending your shot, try with less backspin. Usually backspin does that. So I'm not going to put backspin on this one. See how it starts bending? So just an explanation. Alright. As you can see, I didn't put it very close. It is a bit far from the hole. But remember, you can always just equip your putter and put it in. So here, there's 2 ways to go. You can go this way, which is slow. If you're a beginner, maybe. But if you can, just hit a full shot here, especially if wind's coming over. Don't hit a full shot if there's wind going from behind you, pushing you forward, or if it's just nothing. If there's wind coming towards you, then you can hit a hard shot, as long as the wind's like over 6 miles an hour. So I'm
Great
hitting a full
shot.
shot with 14 mile per hour. It gets onto this part. It's like a little circle, fairway thing. Second shot. If you're close enough and there's no wind pushing you back, I would suggest getting a 3-iron, and it's easier because it's just a full shot. But because this is a little farther, I'm going to use the 3 wood, especially with this part. I'd recommend hitting around 3 bars, less or more, just adjusting to the wind. I did hit it into the bunker, which is not the best thing to happen, but we can just get it out of the bunker. Now this is fine,
Nice
even
approach.
if I'm getting a birdie, because the bunker obviously slowed it down. So you just want to get
Great
through
birdie.
shots as quick as possible. You don't want to have very slow shots. Now this hole is just a par 3, nothing too special. I'd recommend going up a club if it's on this side and you have wind coming towards you, so I'm just gonna hit that. Should be good. Don't want to get a hole-in-one. That's perfect. So this hole is, we're thinking it a little bit complicated, but I'll just teach you how to do this. See a bunch of trees here? Well, we're gonna try and go past these trees. A lot of the times, if you don't aim this in a good way, you're gonna hit a tree and you're gonna have to hit out the rough, which is harder to do. So see this little gap between these 2 trees or these 2 trees. I recommend going for these 2, but if you're a beginner, just try hitting it here, especially if there's lower winds. But if there's like 20-mile-per-hour winds, I just recommend just hitting it over here, especially if you're a beginner. It's a lot easier to do. But if you have slightly lower winds like me, I'd recommend going in between these trees. You can see there's like little slots. I'm just going to aim it towards this tree and hit full bars.
Great shot.
See how it is aiming it towards? I did hit a tree. Ooh, I hit a branch. Well, right there, you should be able to hit this a little bit better. Now, if you're in this position, don't worry, we're going to get out of this position. See this bunker? You want to aim towards the bunker and just hit a normal shot. I'm getting a bogey here, which is not very optimal, but you should get a birdie or an eagle if you do the bunker strat. If not, you can just hit it normally out of the fairway with a lot of backspin. Okay, right here, what you want to do is start bending your shot to the right. Just swing normally, but instead just tilt it to the right. I am a lefty, so it should be a little different for you. Just try twisting it the opposite direction. Me, it's just like pulling it to the right, from left to right. So, right here, especially when there's bigger winds, try just going to the right, making a nice shot into the water. Okay. Should be around here. Now, if you're around here and there's no wind pushing you, I recommend clubbing up. Even if it isn't, club up, which means just go up 1 club anyways. And just put a bunch of backspin here, like I did right here, because the wind is pushing you. I didn't manage to put a lot of backspin on that. But if you're slow, I can just probably put this in. Oh. And you have to be very careful while putting, because sometimes you just hit it a bit too hard, and that happens. Hit it. Sometimes you can also hit it too soft, so I just recommend getting used to putting before you actually start any runs. Okay. Right here, you probably don't think we're going 2 paths here, but there's this path, the normal path, and then you can go right through the trees right here in this path. So what you want to do is see the edge of this tree. If you have no wind at all, that'd be perfect, and just hit a straight perfect shot like that. If you have wind coming towards or to the right, left, if it's going from behind you and pushing you forward, that's perfect. What you want to do is during your shot, if you can, quickly line up here. Quickly line up. You want to hit the bunker, because if you go past the bunker, it's gonna, not be very good. And I redlined it again, but that should be good, especially if you get that. So as you can see, I overshot it a bit because I didn't hit the bunker, but because I did redline, it didn't go as far as it might have if you hit it perfectly. So I'm just gonna quickly chip it over here, slow down with the backspin, and put the ball in. Okay, next hole is going to be pretty simple. We're almost done with the run. Only 2 holes left to do. Now, for this hole, super easy. Just give up. If you want to save time, say you're behind by like 5-10 seconds. If you want to take the risk, go ahead and try and get a birdie here. It's not the easiest thing to do. So, I recommend if you have a good pace, just take the give up. It's faster than the par, but it's a bit slower than a birdie. So, if you're good at birdies here, I'd recommend doing it. Now for this hole, I'm going to aim right here. If you have wind coming towards you, sadly you can't go here. It's probably not possible. So just aim here, and then if you can, just aim over there. So I'm just going to aim over here. You need to hit a great shot here. So I hit that one a little bit off. Luckily, it's still getting on. But I am in the rough. So if you're somehow in this position, I don't know how to do this. I'll just show if you're on the fairway. So we're just going to move in the fairway. If you're in the rough, don't worry, just hit a normal shot. You should get there too. But I'm just going to show you something here. So if you have no wind here, there is a strategy to get a albatross. So if you're behind, you can try that. But because we don't have no wind, it's going to be a little harder to get an albatross here. Now here, at the end of the run, we can do as good as we want because it's the end of a run. Once the ball goes into the hole, that's when we can get our time. So, if you're in this position like me, what you want to probably learn is the driver chip. So what you want to do is equip your 3-wood or driver, depending on how far or close away the shot is. And you just want to hit accordingly. I don't know how much a 3-wood does, so I'm just going to hit it like that. Okay, what?
On the green.
That was not supposed to happen. I'm going to get off of the green as quick as I can. Maybe not like that. But if you're on the fairway, it's much easier to do a driver chip. It just takes a bit of practice. But if you're more experienced and you need a good time, it's a great way to get that last shot in. As you can see, it drops into the hole. Beautiful.
Chip.
Double bogey. Now, for the professional, more advanced run, you can look at this run done by the world record holder, Sir Tyler. That's going to be it for today. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on those notifications. I hope you like this video. This is a more of a different kind of video than I post regularly, but I hope you enjoyed it anyways. And I'm Mr. Shy Guy, and I'll see you soon. Bye.